Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you, Lamar. You know, back, I guess I was 29 years old, and assistant U.S. attorney in Nashville. A young guy, almost as wet behind the ears as I was, came in my office one day. He says, "I work for Howard Baker, and he wants you to quit this and go on the road with him as your Middle Tennessee campaign manager." And I think the first thing I said was, "How much is it paid?" He said, "Nothing." I said, "I'll take it." So that started my political career. I didn't realize it until the time that that very day, or later that day, was a Watergate break-in. So I went with Howard Baker on the road, and he took me up there a year later, and twists and turns of political lives happened, and we stand here today. That young man just introduced me, who I was proud to see hold the same, I won't say succeed me, but hold the same seat that I hold, which we call the Howard Baker seat, by the way. And just a perfect symmetry in life that happens, fortunately, every once in a while. I hope most of you have met my campaign, my wife, Jay. And my assistant campaign manager, Hayden, is 3.5. The only 3.5-year-old teenager you'll ever meet, I assure you. And my son Tony is here. Where's Tony? From the National, right there, got the Thompson hairline. Getting a $400 haircut. That's where we come from. You can buy a barbershop for $400. And my grandson Nick, who's right there next to him. Nick, thank you for letting me. Most of all, I want to thank you and tell you how much I appreciate you being here. And I've gotten to see so many people I haven't seen in a while. There's so many people that work with me on Capitol Hill, and both personal staff and committees and so forth. Some people who started out with me in 1994 on the campaign trail, just young people getting started, and it just warms my heart. I can't tell you how much to see everybody again, and to know that you think enough of me to be here tonight and to support me. A little inside baseball. Before I make a couple of other brief comments. We formed a Testing the Waters Committee a short time ago in order to check out whether or not we thought what was going on in the country in terms of people's attitude toward tough issues of the day and change and for a better America. And we've been hard at it since then doing that. Now we raise some money to begin to build staff to adequately check things out. And that's what we've been doing. And last week, we picked it up a little bit. I was in Birmingham, and Houston, and Dallas, and San Diego, and right out back to Philadelphia. And next week, tomorrow, we start back to California again. So, as I say, we're picking up the pace a little bit. We're not being coy about the rollout. I thank you all for ones of you who attributed this to a grand strategy of some kind. The fact of the matter is, it takes a while to turn that presidential battleship around in a small pond, and that's what the effort is. We're about, I don't know, 3/4 away there, and before long we'll be there, and we'll be ready to make a final statement on that in the not too distant future. So keep your powder dry, hang in there with us. See Bob Livingston there. He reminds me, thank you again for being here, Bob, and your friendship. We have so many congressmen here tonight that I did not get a list, and I hate to start down the list because I'm afraid I'll miss someone and congresswomen and so forth. But thank you doubly. I know what your schedule is like. I know how difficult it is to even endorse someone in a situation like this with uncertainty in a primary situation. But your presence means a lot to me. But The common wisdom was that you had to maybe do all this at least a year in advance. And the first thing I read initially was that you had to raise $100 million this calendar year in order to beat the budget. We found ourselves 6 months into the year, hadn't raised a dime, and we're in the middle of the pack. So I've already saved all $50 million.